first, and she's able to score from second.
Scored an error on Rainey down at first, no RBI. And here is Reese Atwood, who does not know what no RBI means. She's got 8 so far in this regional. And she's got another hit. Hard hit single to left, fielded by Sealer, and Atwood has her second hit of the game and the 6th of this regional.
This feels like between Atwood and Katie Stewart, if you put it anywhere near the strike zone, they're going to hammer it. And this one's right down Main Street. And the way that Atwood's able to get her barrel on plane behind her, get the sweet spot of the barrel on that softball, and drive it with authority again out to the outfield.
Looks like we're going to have a pitching change here for Michigan before Katie Stewart can step in. And it's going to be Haley Ferguson who comes in. The freshman will step into the circle, and her assignment, try to keep Katie Stewart in the ballpark. Back to tell you about the new pitcher when we come back. Talk when it comes to Stewart recently has been about the move she's made out of necessity to shortstop for this Texas team, making her 10th consecutive start at shortstop. But I think Katie today reminding everybody, let's forget about the glove for a second. I'm going to remind you what I can do with the bat.
Yeah, now 11 straight starts in a row for Katie Stewart over in that shortstop position.
I think they're too close to the wall.
I was going to say, you almost have to go back to the building if you
want
to try to catch one of these.
There, if you want to have a chance, if she's going to repeat history here. Although a 3-0 pitch here, Michigan being very careful. She swung 3-0.
Has the green light on the 3-0 count. Looked like that 62-mile-an-hour curveball away. Yeah, I think he's ready. He's ready for it.
It's going to have to be one-handed, apparently. Won't get the opportunity for Stewart. She walks, and that will load the bases here in the top half of the 4th inning for the Longhorns. Threat is not over, though, because Jolie Mitchell has gone yard 13 times this season, as Texas has sent everyone to the plate here in the 4th. Big rip by Mitchell for strike 1. Jolie 0 for 2 today, grounded to 3rd in the 2nd, grounded to 1st in the 3rd. Mitchell lifts one deep to right field. This one is going, and it is gone. 5th home run for the Longhorns today, and they are pulling away from Michigan. Grand slam, Jolie Mitchell.
The Longhorns' 5th home run of the day and the 14th home run on the season for Jolie Mitchell. Falls behind in this count, but goes after another pitch that's in the top part of the zone. Mitchell is one of those batters that likes to hang out in the front part of the box. On time for that pitch and smokes it out to right field for a grand slam to put the Longhorns up big. 13-3 now their lead over Michigan.
14th home run of the season for Jolie Mitchell. That one was grand for the Longhorns, who are now up by 10. Remember, they are the visiting team, so we're playing here in the top half of the 4th inning. But they have added 8 to their lead after Michigan had scored twice in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. 5 home runs for Texas today. 6 home runs combined for the two teams on a hot day where the breeze is blowing out here in Austin. Simmons puts it out of play. She started the inning with a walk and scored on the Bennett 3-run home run.
Texas had that run rule victory over Eastern Illinois yesterday, and they were hitting the ball really hard, but none of them left the ballpark. It's almost like they saved all the home runs up for today. Now that tally up to 5.
15 hits yesterday for the Longhorns in 5 innings. They have 11 hits in 4 innings so far today against Michigan. One and two, the count to Simmons. Popped up, might be playable, going to be close, and reaching over the steps at that Michigan dugout, but not able to grab it are the Wolverines.
Some of the base hits they were hitting yesterday too were 70+ mile per hour off of the bat, hard off of the wall, almost hit it so hard off the wall that they couldn't advance to second base. I know Reese Atwood had one off of the wall. Katie Stewart had another one off of the wall.
Well, again, the offense, the difference maker for this Texas team, second in the country in hitting. And then when you look at a regional round in the heat, what this does is it most likely puts Tegan Kavan in the dugout for the rest of the game. You can go to your bullpen. You've got 10 runs to work with. You have to get 6 outs when you're thinking towards coming back tomorrow and playing for a regional championship. Simmons with a fly ball to Stevenson in right. 2 down. Do not miss a minute of the action from the NCAA Softball Regionals. We'll take you to the best live action on 7 Innings Live on the ESPN app. You can see every game, every big moment on the road to the Women's College World Series only on the ESPN network. They've got a lot to keep track of today. 16 sites, 3 games in each site, weather permitting. 48 games for the crew to keep track of. That is a big day of softball. Leanne Good. Fly ball, center field. That's back, that's deep. That is gone! Hitter's delight here in Austin. 6th home run for the Longhorns.
Sixth home run in the ball game, 7th home run in the season for Leanne Good this year. The Longhorns just crushing everything that they see. If it's anywhere close over the plate, they're being aggressive, and they are hammering it. This one up and outside, Good, perfectly on time for this one. A line drive shot out to center field, extends the Longhorns' lead.
Katie Bennett homered earlier this inning. That one is sent down to foul ground for strike 1.
Now, it was Ohio State yesterday that ended up hitting 6 home runs in their win, and now Texas has 6 home runs in this ball game against Michigan.
You know, Texas and Ohio State are kicking off the football season in August against one another, so there's already a little rivalry piece going on in softball, which we're here for.
Who can hit the most home runs in a game?
It's been longer than a half hour for Tegan Kavan since she walked off the field. She's down in the bullpen for the moment, staying loose. She does have company down there.
Looks like Citlali Gutierrez is still down there in the bullpen getting loose as well. Sophia Simpson also getting loose. Eakin coming in, dropping that velocity down more into the low, up to 64 miles per hour, which is a drastic change from what the Texas batters were seeing from Lauren Durkowski to start off the game. You're thinking that maybe you can get them to be off time, get them out in front on some of their swings, but Texas was able to adjust very quickly.
This is Blue back behind shortstop. Tough play, diving play made by the left fielder Bennett. Stewart was going out as well, and this is a good start for Michigan as Sealer has a leadoff double for the Wolverines against Tegan Kavan, so she's still out there for Texas, as Mike White obviously thinks this game certainly not put away just yet. This was close to being a very dangerous play. Wow, so close.
Yeah, just narrowly missing a collision out there in left field. Both of them hustling hard to try to come up with this catch. It's just out of the reach of Katie Stewart. Bennett diving right underneath her. Looks like everybody's okay after that play.
I mean, Bennett coming on fast, Stewart going out fast.
One of those fly balls, too, that just seems to drop in the middle of nowhere. Both of them hustling all out to see if they could try to come up with that grab, but Sealer, too, smart base running, makes it all the way to second.
Maddie Erickson flied out her first time. 1-1. So officially, Kavan sat for 33 minutes during that Texas 9-run fourth inning. Called a strike, and it's 1-2.
And we were talking a little bit last inning about whether or not we might see Kavan come back into this ball game, or if they were going to make a pitching change for Texas. But I think there's something too, trying to get her back into a rhythm out there in the circle as well. And so far, that drop ball has been a big pitch for her, trying to be able to use that consistently to play off of the rise ball. When you think of Tegan Kavan, you think of the rise ball, but when she's pumping in this drop ball, coming in hard at 69, 70 miles per hour, you have to be aware of that pitch.
Remember, after giving up the home run to Conway in the third inning, she struck out 3 straight Wolverines and then gave up just the bloop double to Sealer to start the inning, and then back on the strikeout run, perhaps, with her 7th of the game as she pitches here in the fourth inning. Maddie Ramey struck out her first time. Skipped up, blocked by Atwood, but moving on to third is Sealer. Wild pitch. Winner of this game takes control of the Austin Regional. They will be 2-0 and play for a regional championship tomorrow here at McCombs Field. Loser has to hang around and play this evening in an elimination game against the winner of our next game between Eastern Illinois and UCF. Three and 1. Seven-game winning streak on the line for the Wolverines. This is a hot shot fair down the line in right. Grabbed on the track by Maloney. That will hold Ramey to a single, but it's an RBI for Michigan, and they get one back here in the fourth.
Outside of the home run, Janisa Conway hit back in the third inning. That ball right there, that single off of the bat of Ramey. Another one of the hardest hits that's been hit off of Kavan today. Got into a good hitter's count, and she tried to go up with the rise ball, and she tattoos it down that right field line.
Mike White is heading out to the circle, and it looks like we will have a pitching change here, as Kavan is going to come out. There were 2 Longhorns warming up in the pen, and it's going to be Gutierrez who gets the call. So she steps back to the circle for the second time this regional. We'll step aside.
First pitch there is a great example of what you're going to see from Gutierrez. That drop ball of hers, high velocity again, 68 miles per hour on that pitch. That was a pitch that was an area of focus in her start yesterday against Eastern Illinois. Doesn't get the call on that one. Very close pitch. Even Reese Atwood turned around to check the swing on that one. I thought that was a pretty good location for that drop.
Fantucci 0 for 1 today. 1-2 the count to the junior shortstop. Gutierrez gets the strikeout. 2 down.
Those last 2 pitches are set up perfectly by the drop ball she was throwing earlier in the count, throwing the drop balls for strikes, and this one is one of her 2 different off speeds that she's going to throw, back-to-back off-speed curveballs to get the strikeout of Fantucci.
Texas will go into the shift defensively, bringing an outfielder into the infield again for Indy Langford, who made Texas pay her last time up, singled in a throwing error, ended up down in the right field corner. And Langford was able to come all the way around to score.
She will swing away as well. Had a big hit in that championship game against UCLA in the Big Ten tournament. Drove the ball out to left field, ended up taking second on a miscue out to left.
1-1. One and two. Tegan Cavan responsible for the runner at first for the moment. 3 1/3, 6 hits, 4 runs. They were earned. A walk and 7 strikeouts on 73 pitches. Tapped foul.
And looking at her day, too, for Cavan, I thought she was throwing some good pitches. I thought she had some really good movement on that rise ball, especially at the beginning of the game. That drop ball, again, that's a pitch that I do think is going to be a difference maker for her going through the postseason, being able to locate that one at the bottom part of the zone. And she even said that's a pitch that she's grown in confidence in this year.
And we are in run rule mode for the bottom half of the inning. If you're ahead by 8 after 5, ball game over. Another pitcher coming on. It's Regan Bennett for Michigan, who steps into the circle for the Wolverines. Fifth appearance this season for Bennett, as she works to the top of the order for Texas. Maloney leading things off for the Longhorns in the 5th.
She's going to bring that velocity back up into the high 60s. Saw 68 on those first 2 pitches. Pumps in 68 again there for a strike. You know, I like to use my context clues. I'm getting the feeling the crowd was not liking that call.
Have the horns been a little quieter today compared to yesterday? Do they not sound them because, you know, when you have 6 home runs?
Oh, right on cue.
Thank you, sir.
Heard you talking about it.
Swung out and missed. Strikeouts retires Maloney. 1 down here in the 5th inning. Don't miss a, oh, wait, the Women's World Series, I meant to say, returns to Oklahoma City. Action begins Thursday, May 29th, noon Eastern Time, live on ESPN. For more information on the 2025 Women's College World Series, go to NCAA.com, the official online home for all 90 NCAA championships. I think I was trying to say, don't miss a minute of the Women's College World Series this year. Don't miss a minute of the regionals, the super regionals.
I think it was the horn blowing right when you were talking about how we hadn't heard the horns that threw you off
you know,
just a little bit.
When you get to that moment where you're like kind of bracing yourself for the horn to go off again, I think it's impacting just what I have to say.
A couple of quad horns out there that we saw yesterday. There it is.
The quad horn. We've seen all sorts of engineering marvels here. We've got the quad horn. We've got the air horn. We got multiple canisters, so you know you're here.
Extra batteries for the quad horn.
So we were watching this be put together before. You want to have the elevation on the umbrella so you don't trap the heat under, and so you have the extension stick, and you need something to balance the umbrella on. You can't just hold it in the air for that long.
Two different ropes to attach the umbrella to the walking stick. Taking turns on who's going to anchor that one down in the stands.
Teamwork on a hot day. Kane Henry swinging a miss for strike 1. Henry 1 for 3 today, has scored twice. slapped off the glove of the third baseman Erickson into left. Henry digs around. Ball gets away, but she'll hold second base. Kaden Henry does not have slow or mid. She has all out all the time, and she's at second with one down.
And relies so much on her instincts on this play. This one's hit hard off of the bat. Watch how she's watching that ball the entire time, picks up speed after she rounds first base. Seeing that throw go into the cut gives her just that split second to be able to make it into second base on time.
Mia Scott takes ball one. Couple things Michigan's doing right now with an eye on coming back here about 6 o'clock Eastern time or so to play. They've made a change at second base, which has been common. Janella Lacqua has gone in as a defensive replacement. Changing catchers too, which is of note on such a hot day. So Ava Costales is back behind the plate for Lily Valamont. Michigan, for the moment, staying away from one of their top pitchers, Erin Hain. And Mia Scott takes a walk. So Scott's aboard, Henry at second, and here is Reese Atwood. Atwood flied out to center in the first, hit a 3-run home run in the third, singled and scored in the fourth. 2 for 3 today, 6 for 7 with 8 runs batted in 2 games in the Austin Regional. Checked her swing, and it's 1-1.
Good off-speed pitch there by Bennett, trying to work that 59-mile-per-hour changeup. Almost got Reese Atwood to take a cut at it.
Gets off the glove of the catcher, so the runners will advance. Henry to third, Scott to second.
Tough play for Costales to have to make back behind the plate, too, because it looked like she was set up in one part of the zone. The pitch goes to the other, and the Texas Longhorns take advantage of that and advance an additional 60 feet.
Atwood with runners in scoring position, as we mentioned before, has been outstanding. Count now 3-1. 463 with runners in scoring position. Fly ball. Conway took a couple of steps back. I don't blame her. Runner tagging from third. It'll be an RBI for Reese Atwood. That gives her 9 in the regional. And Texas is on top 15-4.
Atwood just misses on this swing, but she hits it deep enough to score Kaden Henry easily from third base. Smart play by Janisa Conway in center field as well, not to just automatically come home with the throw, but instead throw it in the direction of third base to keep Mia Scott over at second.
I'll bring up Katie Stewart. Hit a home run measured at 269 feet in the second. Hit a home run measured at 269 feet in the third. Walked and scored in the fourth. And now they are positioned properly for Katie Stewart at the plate.
He might be standing about 270 feet there, just in case, to catch it before it hits the wall.
Well, he can't take a step back, so first step in. Big swing by Stewart, 2-1. Popped up, shallow right field, fighting the sun. That's going to drop in. It's actually McVeigh at second base who went out. It was just a tough spot. Stevenson coming on, and it falls in. And a run scores for Texas, and they stretch it out to a 12-run lead.
Sometimes when that ball just gets caught in the right part of the sun, it's hard to read, and both of them are crashing on this fly ball. McVeigh going back, trying to use that hand to block the sun at the last minute. It looks like she heard Stevenson call her off. She turns back towards right field, but either way, that ball drops in there.
Strike one to Jolie Mitchell. Scored a double and an RBI for Stewart. 3 RBI today, 3 for 3, 3 runs scored. She's at second. Mitchell hit a grand slam her last time. That's fouled out of play. All right, it was in my blind spot, but by the reaction, I'm going to say that was a 5-star catch.
Yeah.
I can make that
standing
assumption.
ovation almost for that catch.
0-2. Texas has set a record here today. Put 10 on the board in 5 innings yesterday. They've upped it to 16 in 5 innings today, which is a new regional record for the Longhorns program.
I think what's been impressive too is the way that their offense has gotten it done in a variety of different ways. Of course, yes, we're going to talk about the 6 home runs that they've hit, but they've also laid down some bunts. They've had some smart base running, taking the extra base. Seems like the offense has been able to put everything together in this ball game.
Mitchell can't get
speed pitch in any count.
The new catcher for the Horns, number 44, Katie Simmons.
Change behind the plate as Simmons goes from DP to catcher. There's that changeup for a strike. It's 1-1. Janisa Conway hit her 18th home run of the season. Her last time up, 1 for 2 today. And 1-2 the count.
We might see 4 changeups in a row out of the hand of Sophia Simpson right here. First 3 pitches have all been that off speed.
Misses for a ball. It's 2-2. Swung on and missed. Simpson gets the strikeout. 1 down here in the 5th.
Just to show you how deceptive this pitch is, you know that it's coming in as a batter, and yet you're still not on time for it. It's because of the spin that she's able to get on that changeup. Makes it look like it's coming in a lot harder than it actually is. The one thing about regionals, too, if you're this Michigan Wolverines team, you have to have short-term memory. You have to be able to turn things around. You cannot dwell on the things that maybe went wrong in this ball game, because you got to turn around later today and compete again, and you're competing for your season.
2-0 to count to Puts. All right, take me through it. If this score doesn't change, Michigan loses, they got to come back and play after our next game between UCF and Eastern Illinois. What do the next few hours look like for the Wolverines?
Yeah, I think you're resting up as much as you can, probably finding some shade or some air conditioning to cool off just a bit. More looking at the pitching staff, too, making sure that they're geared up and ready to go for that game later today. I'd imagine we'll still see that combination of Lauren Durkowski and Erin Hain, who we didn't see in today's game. But with the season on the line, you're going to have all hands on deck. Everybody is going to be ready to go in that game later this evening. Food is also important, making sure you refuel. You got to refuel.
That
after
goes
these
without
games.
saying, because
yes.
we're hungry.
Food,
hydration.
Resting.
I'd say AC, because in the shade it's like 90 degrees here today. So you got to find AC.
Cool down completely. Go find some air conditioning.
Simpson battling back. The count now full, 3-2 to puts.
Coach Bonnie Thole taking a second to call time to talk to her freshmen. Saw Lauren Putz with that big swing yesterday to put them ahead of UCF. Guarantee that conversation's all about trying to figure out the timing, slow things down in the batter's box.
The 3-2. And it's a walk with one out here in the 5th inning. Michigan needs to score 5 runs to avoid a run rule loss against Texas as we play here in the 5th inning. Ellis Stevenson 0 for 2 today, a couple of strikeouts after going 2 for 3 with a home run yesterday. Take strike 1. Michigan will take on the winner of our next game between UCF and Eastern Illinois if they're unable to come back here against the Longhorns. 0-2. Tegan Cavan made her first start of the NCAA tournament, her first appearance of this year's tournament. Went 3 1/3. Simpson on now. Third pitcher used by Texas, trying to close it out. 2 outs now in the 5th.
See the depth on this pitch too. Right at the last minute when these batters are deciding to swing at it, it's dropping off of the table, so it comes in looking like it's going to stay right about thigh high and then drops down below the knees. Second strikeout of the inning for Simpson.
For Michigan now batting for Ava Cristales, number 3, Megan Beamer.
Megan Beamer will step in for the Wolverines. Beamer takes ball 1. Freshman getting a chance to participate here in the NCAA tournament. Her first at-bats. Comes with 2 down here in the 5th. Texas can sit back and watch the next 2 games here today as they get ready for a 1 o'clock Eastern time appearance in the regional final round in this double elimination tournament.
I'd imagine the offense feeling pretty good after this game with the home runs that left the ballpark. A couple more hits for Reese Atwood in this regional.
Fly ball, foul ground, making the run is Maloney, unable to get there. And if these Texas fans can muster the energy on this 90-plus degree day, they'll get on their feet and try to get Simpson and her teammates across the finish line as the Longhorns look for back-to-back run rule wins in the NCAA tournament. Three-two. Swung on and missed. Simpson gets the strikeout to end the game, and the Longhorns have another run rule win.